One of the most fascinating things that makes the ocean quite mysterious for us humans is the fact that 95% of it is still unexplored. Despite the history of sailing going back centuries, we have still only been able to scratch the surface of the water world that accounts for more than 70% of the Earth's surface. We have been sailing on the surface of the ocean for centuries now, but we've only started discovering the depths of the ocean during the past couple of decades. Before that, humans could not imagine reaching the depths of the ocean, and had no idea what the oceanic floor looked like. Over the years, countless people have tried to brave the oceans, and even in the modern day, people on boats are still disappearing, or washing up under mysterious circumstances. Some of these are so mysterious they have gone on to spawn various legends and tales. One of the most chilling is perhaps the Orang Medan. In June 1947, a Dutch ship named Orang Medan was sailing along the Straits of Malacca when it sent out a shocking signal indicating that the captain and the entire crew of the ship were dead. After the first message, a number of random Morse code sequences were received that could not be deciphered. The last message was translated into two simple but shocking words: "I die." The grim SOS message of the Orang Medan was picked up by Dutch and British listening posts situated near Malaysia and Sumatra. The listening posts worked together to find the location of the Orang Medan and alerted nearby ships. Silver Star, which was an American merchant ship, reached Orang Medan, only to find the vessel in nearly perfect condition. Silver Star's crew members shouted Orang Medan, but they did not get any response. Finally, after shouting and waving for a long time, a search and rescue team was sent to Orang Medan. When the team stopped on the ship's deck, what they saw was something only to be seen in nightmares. The entire crew of the Orang Medan was lying dead. Their eyes were wide open with fear, their mouths were wide open as if they were screaming when they died, and their arms were spread wide as if they were trying to stop someone. The captain of the ship was also found in the exact same position. All the crew members were present on their designated places and rooms on the ship, but they were all dead and their faces had the same horrific expression. As the crew members of the American ship were exploring the Orang Medan, it started sinking and the rescuers had to leave the ship along with its dead bodies in order to save their lives. Some reports claim that the Orang Medan exploded after a while, due to the explosives placed on the ship. Regardless, the unlucky ship sank to the bottom of the ocean along with the remains of its captain and crew. What happened at the Orang Medan remains one of the biggest oceanic mysteries. Some researchers have claimed that the crew members died due to the release of carbon monoxide on the ship, and the subsequent explosion was also a result of the gas, while other theories hold pirates responsible for the horrific tragedy. There is no record or evidence that could support either of the theory, and the Orang Medan is likely to remain a mystery forever. When standing on the shores of beaches from around the world, encounters with ghost ships have left many wondering if darker forces are responsible for the terrible fate of those who have gone missing at sea. Some of these encounters include claims of seeing apparitions in the distance, seemingly floating in the sky, an effect known as atmospheric refraction that has led many to not understand the nature of the horizon. Others, however, have reported sightings impossible to explain with scientific means, such as the encounters seen on the shores of Chesapeake Bay. Though there are a collection of rumours and myths surrounding the area regarding potential hidden and buried treasures, locals have also claimed that if someone stays there for a prolonged period of time, they will begin to notice a large ghostly image of the port beginning to manifest. This has led many to have reported spotting ghostly ships out past the harbour, and rumours of getting near the ship have spread further legends of wailing spirits inhabiting them. It does appear, however, that such claims of ghost ships manifesting as large ships coming close to the shores have arisen in many different areas around the world, and are not just described as ships with completely abandoned crews, but rather as large glowing spirits that take on the form of bones, and the wailing undead that inhabit them. Back on the 11th of October in 1771, a whaling crew had come across what they believed to be a ghost ship sailing nearby. The crew sailed closer to the ship and noticed a strange sight. The ship appeared to have been completely iced over, with its sails torn and icicles protruding from every direction of the ship. This led to the captain of the whaling ship to order a boarding party to journey onto the ship and to assess the situation of what had occurred. It was at this point that the whaling crew became incredibly frightened. Upon boarding the ship, they described an impossible to understand sight, as they realized that every crew member of the frozen ship was still on board, seemingly frozen in place. Their bodies were not in positions commonly seen when examining people of whom froze to death, as they appeared to have been frozen in the middle of their activities. Even the captain of the ship appeared to have been frozen in the middle of writing down a journal entry, and still had a pen in hand. As the boarding party continued searching the ship, they became increasingly frightened, and so quickly tried to grab the logbooks written by the ship's captain, only to later realize that the middle of the logbook had frozen solid and fallen out, leaving only the first log entry and the last log entry for researchers to piece together what happened. According to the logs, the ship had been stuck in the ice of the Arctic, leading researchers to believe that somehow the ship must have become dislodged and floated on freely. Though how it would end up on the shores of Greenland will never be understood, and how the captain was in the position he was in is still a mystery. There have been many theories about ghost ships. Some theories point to sea pirates taking down crew members and stealing their belongings, to mysterious circumstances that can't be explained. However, all the theories have been dismissed because of lack of any credible evidence, and to this day no one can say for sure what happened to some of the most famous ghost ships in history. There is one theory that holds an unknown paranormal entity responsible for the ghost ships. It's believed that some mysterious paranormal entity resides in the deepest pockets in some of the most isolated islands in the world, and sometimes this paranormal entity preys on the crews of the ships that travel nearby. It's believed that it preys on the crew members until they pass away, and then leaves the ship to move on to the next one. Not only this, but it's said by some the entity will ensure the ship reaches its destination, so that people can see what is done. One of the most famous ghost ship stories is that of the Mary Celeste. It was an American merchant ship, and on the 5th of December 1872, it was discovered deserted in the Atlantic Ocean near the Azores Islands. When Mary Celeste was discovered by a Canadian ship, it was under partial sail and still in sail-worthy condition. The last entry into Mary Celeste's log was made 10 days before it was found. What happened to the crew of the Mary Celeste? Under what circumstances did the crew of the ship abandon it? Was there any paranormal entity that was responsible for the mysterious disappearance of the crew? All these questions continue to baffle the historians. Most of the believers of the paranormal entity responsible for ghost ships point to the Mary Celeste, and raise some very valid arguments that point to the presence of such an entity. It seems that because of how vast the ocean is, it's very likely there's many more ghost ships floating around our planet. Each of these interesting discoveries helps researchers to uncover what happened moments before these ships were abandoned, or what happened to the crew members. Although researchers have done a great job at unraveling some of these mysteries, it seems there are still a few cases that remain unsolved. In some of these cases, the more information that's released, only more questions are put forward. So what do you make of these mysterious ocean discoveries? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, and help us by growing this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.